Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. A square is inscribed in a circle. If the radius of the circle is 5, what is the area of the region of the circle which is not covered by the square? Okay, first let me draw a figure from the given information. Here we have a circle and a square is inscribed in a circle. Whenever a square is inscribed in a circle, all the four vertices of the square must lie on the circle, and also the diameter of the circle must be equal to the diagonal of the square. So I have drawn the diagonal of the square, and the length of the diagonal of the square is equal to the diameter of the circle. Already we know the radius of the circle, that is 5. So to get the length of diameter, what we have to do is we have to multiply this radius 5 by 2. When I multiply this 5 by 2, I am getting 10. So 10 is the length of the diameter of the circle, and the same 10 we have as the length of the diagonal of the square. Since it is a square, at each vertex will have a right angle. So here we'll have a right angle over here. Let me draw it. So our aim is to find the area of the region of the circle which is not covered by the square. First, let me shade the region of the circle which is not covered by the square. Okay, let me finish shading. Just a moment. Here we'll have shading, and here we'll have shading. Okay, here I have shaded the region of the circle which is not covered by the square. So now my aim is to get the area of the shaded region. Okay, for that what we have to do is we have to subtract the area of the square from the area of the circle. Okay, now to get the area of the square, what we need is we need the length of each side of the square. Once we get the length of the side of square, I can multiply the side by side to get the area of the square. Let me assume x as the length of each side of the square. Okay, when I multiply this x by x, that is side by side, I am getting side square, that is x square. So this x square represents the area of the square. Okay, now my aim is to get the value of x, which represents the length of each side of the square. Okay, now what we can do is we can consider the right triangle we have over here, which is a part of the square. In this right triangle, we can consider Pythagorean theorem to get the value of x. So according to Pythagorean theorem, sum of the squares of two legs of a right triangle is always equal to the square of the hypotenuse. That is x square positive x square equals to the square of the hypotenuse, that is 10 square. So we consider this is hypotenuse because it's opposite to right angle. Okay, x square positive x square, we get 2x square equals to 10 square is 100. Then we can divide both sides by 2. When I divide both sides by 2, this 2 will cancel out. Then I'm getting x square equals to 100 divided by 2 is 50. We know that this x square represents the area of the square because side times side. Okay, now I got the area of the square. Now my aim is to get the area of the circle. Okay, now let me find the area of the circle. Just a moment, let me write the stuff over here. Area of a circle. Okay, there is a formula to get area of a circle. There is pi times r square. This r represents the radius of the circle. Pi times, we know that the radius is 5. We can plug in 5 for this r. Then we get pi times 5 square. So the value of 5 square is 25. 25 times pi. Okay, now we have the area of circle and also the area of square. Okay, what we need to do is we have to subtract the area of the square 50 from the area of the circle 25 pi to get the area of the shaded region of the circle which is not covered by the square. Okay, let me do it. So required area equals to, required area means the area of the region of the circle which is not covered by the square. So let me write area of the circle, that is 25 pi. Now from the area of the circle I have to subtract the area of the square, that is 50. Okay, here both 25 pi and 50 have the greatest common divisor 25, so we can factor 25. So if I factor 25 to get the stuff inside the parenthesis, we have to divide both the terms over here by the one I factor, that is 25. When I divide this 25 pi by 25, I'm just getting pi. When I divide this 50 by 25, I'm getting 2. Okay, so the area of the region of the circle not covered by the square is 25 times pi negative 2. We find this stuff exactly in answer choice D. The correct answer choice for this question is D.